Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, when this House votes to adjourn, we will be voting to put politics above policy, to put the needs of us as politicians over the needs of the American people. For leadership will insist that we leave without dealing with energy independence. Leave while our seniors are falling into the donut hole provided in the poorly planned Part D of Medicare. Leave before we deal with college affordability, before we deal with tax relief for the middle class, especially the alternative minimum tax, the dreaded AMT. And as I'll get to in a second, leave before we raise the minimum wage. We should be working for the American people in October instead of spending the month going home to ask for their forgiveness for not working in October. Let's look particularly at the minimum wage. We should be dealing with H.R. 2429, which would increase the minimum wage from its incredibly low $5.15 rather, to something approaching a minimum wage. So, Mr. Chairman, I ask unanimous consent to bring up H.R. 2429.
Under the guidelines consistently issued by successive speakers as recorded on page 734 of the House Rules Manual, the Chair is constrained not to entertain the gentleman's request until it has been cleared by the bipartisan floor and committee leadership.
Point of parliamentary inquiry.
Gentleman may inquire.
What you're citing there is a mere custom of this House and not an official rule of this House. Is that correct?
This is the Speaker's guidelines.
And in fact, for the first 150 years of this House, we had no such
Under the settled guidelines previously cited, the request cannot be entertained.
Mr. Speaker, you cite a point of parliamentary inquiry.
Gentleman may inquire.
You say that we cannot bring up this needed raise in the minimum wage.
I cannot entertain the request.
You cannot even entertain the request because it hasn't been cleared by the leadership of both parties. Is that what you're saying? That's
correct.
Well, it has been cleared by the Democratic Party, so it's really just the Republican Party that says we can't.
Gentleman is not stating a parliamentary inquiry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman from Ohio.